Well, hello there everybody, and welcome back to another episode of An Ecologist Plays, the channel where I like to talk about nature while playing games. And we are back in Subnautica below zero, as you can see. We're just going to grab some water bottles over here, so that we have a lot of water for our travels. Now, we are going to go to Phi Robotics Center right over there. So we're just going to travel up from where we are, which is, I guess, somewhere around here. We're going to just travel up. I actually want to go to our base first, our little drop pod, so I can get some spiral clippings from there. Then we're going to travel to Delta, and then just directly west of there, we'll hit the world wall over there, and then just head northwards a little bit to go into that little inlet. So that's where we are going, and I'll see you in a moment. Yeah, I think we've actually reached the location. That was quite quick. Okay, so we're just going to park our sea truck over here. Okay, now that we are in this little environment, there are also the geysers over here, the thermal geysers that can keep us warm if we are getting too cold. There we go, heating up nicely. And then let's just, I guess, follow this path. So yeah, Subnautica below zero, very different from the original Subnautica. One thing, of course, that is very different is the fact that you are spending a lot more time on land than in the original Subnautica, which I don't think is a bad thing. It is different, and I am quite alright with that.
All Terra facility beacon detected nearby. Unique identifier, Phi Robotics Center.
Alright, so it's Phi, not Pi, but anyway, I always have food on my mind. Okay, so we're heading off to Phi Robotics Center and marbled anemone. Let's see. This is a type of anemone, it says here, which is weird considering that anemones are typically in the ocean. They're a little bit squishy on land. However, this one does seem to have some kind of firmer cell structure, possibly containing some kind of strengthening compound like keratin in their cells, because they are animals, not plants. They won't have something like cellulose or lignin to strengthen their cells so they can actually stand upright like this. Most anemones, of course, being very, very squishy. This one, it says, are sustained via a commensal relationship with small clusters of fungi that feed off the anemone's slimy secretions. Now, commensal here wouldn't be correct. This would be mutualistic, because the anemones, they are sustained, so they're getting something from the fungi. The fungi, on the other hand, also get a benefit by feeding on the anemone's slimy secretions. So in this case, both parties benefit, and that is a typical mutualistic relationship. Commensalism, or a commensal relationship, would be if one benefits and the other one is not affected at all. So if, for example, the anemones benefited from this relationship with the fungi, and the fungi just kind of were there, and they wouldn't care whether the anemones are there or not. What on earth is this? Oh, it's a Pathfinder tool. Okay, I think we already have that. Yes, we do. Ooh, what have we got here? Silver, copper, copper. Great stuff. Always happy to get some ore. We do have to keep an eye out for magnetite, because goodness, that is in short supply. Huh. Phi Robotics landing pad. Okay, so here we are. Let's just also try to get warm a bit. Look for a geyser or something. Or just, yeah, or just shelter. There we go. Okay,
Phi
so we should be alright.
This is where Sam worked.
Ah, okay.
Sam loved working here with her spy pinglings.
Aha, so that's what she was working on.
The lucky ones do.
Are you lucky?
I used to think I was.
Of course, if you find something you enjoy, like I enjoy lecturing, then it really isn't that bad to work. Okay, so we have the water purification tablet. We now finally have that recipe as well, which means that we can combine salt with frost anemones, which we have at our base, which is marvelous. There's some beads here. We can't pick that up. Framed art, thank you.
Hi, you. How's everything at Pengling Central?
Oh, fine. But I haven't heard anything since giving the footage to Zeta. It's been, what, a week?
Did she promise you a report?
No, but I expected some kind of reaction. Maybe I should take it up with Emmanuel. It is Kara, after all, and it could cause a lot of suffering if it got out.
And why would it get out? We have professional containment and know how to neutralize it in an emergency. Sam, I love you, but you don't know what you're talking about.
You love me? Wait, Why do you know so much about this?
It's my area of research.
Why are you being evasive?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you something, and then you have to drop this crusade you're on before you damage your career. We're researching the bacteria.
What kind of research are you doing?
I don't want you worrying about this. We are aware of the possible downsides, but they're far outweighed by the potential. That's as much as I can tell you. Sam.
I need to think. I have to go.
So they were actually researching Kara at some place here close by. Not keen on that whole thing because we did spend our whole Subnautica playthrough trying just to survive due to that Kara bacterium. Right, I think let's just quickly head back to the sea truck, drop off a whole bunch of stuff, and then we'll come back here. Now we are back, and there is a nice geyser over here, and this is important because there's a little opening right over there. Perfect for this little guy. Alright, and off we go.
Seek shelter.
There's some quartz here, there's more quartz. More quartz, a whole bunch of quartz in here. I think there should be some magnetite as well. I was hoping for magnetite, but it seems... Yeah, there we go, there is one piece of magnetite out down here. And I think we need to just get out again because it's dangerous weather and I'm just standing there in the horrible conditions. Okay, should not be running around while there's a hailstorm going, but that's what we are doing. Because scientists fear nothing, not even the wrath of nature. Okay, I suspect one should be able to make that jump with the snow fox. As we just eat a fevered pepper to keep our body temperatures up. So we're going to have to build a snow fox and actually come here as well. To then of course explore further. Not sure where we are heading, but there's a big cave. There are little light sticks. I'm sure this is important. Oh, Snowstalker. Right. And I'm not too keen on them attacking us yet.
Dangerous weather approaching.
It is going to come after us now. Oh, that may just have been a threat display. So maybe we should heed that warning and not go too close. Yeah, it's heading back. Okay. We'll come back to it later. Once I figured out how to actually neutralize them. I don't want to kill them. I'm sure I could if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Very interesting cavern we have down here as well. Okay, I've accidentally ended up at a different spot. Okay. Now this appears of course to be some kind of meltwater cavern. So the water has kind of carved its way through the glacier that we are under, creating this little hole with water running straight through here. This should be amazing water to drink. Very cold, but very, very clear. I mean, there isn't a lot of pollution here on planet 4546b, so it should be a great source of water. But here you can also see there's also been a little bit of melting happening at the top there, and it's dripping out here. But because it is so cold, it's constantly freezing as well, and it's like a little ice stalactite extending from the roof of this cavern down to the base. And once it actually connects, we'll call that a pillar. But for now, it is just a stalactite, because it has to hold onto the ceiling very tightly. Ooh, those are new. Frost acacias. Oh, wow. Okay, now we need to warm up. We are... Yeah, and now it's dangerous weather as well. I don't think there is much shelter here to look for. So hypothermia may be imminent.
Hypothermia imminent.
Hypothermia is imminent. Let's just eat a spicy salad. That's why you always carry spicy salads with you when you're exploring on land. Ah, that's better. Ah. Maybe a cave system up here. I don't know where we are, but we are in a cave. We are finding stuff. Oh, hello. This is Parvin's door. Security. Oh, I think I know where we are.
What happened here?
I sense many things here. Death among them.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right, I have
A scanner and a
This
necklace.
was Sam's necklace.
Interesting.
She never took it off.
My investigation of the Phi excavation site, including the cave entrance and surrounding area, revealed minor cosmetic damage to Altera survey equipment and significant structural damage to the natural cave entrance and supports. Resulting debris prevents cave access without heavy excavation equipment. Only foot access is currently possible. We are reporting 2 casualties, Pavan Ivanov and Samantha Ayu. Both bodies were found beneath the rubble at the cave entrance. Ivanov had just entered the cave. Footprints were still visible by the entrance. Deeper into the cave, Ayu appeared to have sustained a fall. Poor souls. What was Ayu doing? Nothing in her file suggests a history of vandalism or carelessness. And yet, I can only conclude that the cause of the collapse was employee negligence. We will need to investigate a possible connection to the explosive damage reported at Omega Lab. If there is a connection, who is responsible?
Okay, so
It appears that your sister's death was accompanied by significant destruction.
she did go out with a bang.
She would never destroy a base. Well, baselessly.
Are your feelings confused? I am detecting more than one.
I don't know. I feel disillusioned, worried. I thought I knew Sam better than I really did. When we were kids, I was always the one breaking and rebuilding things. She wouldn't even go into a bake sale without a plan. For classic oatmeal cookies, no less. So serious. She wouldn't have anything to do with my molecularly transformed caramel pretzel lumps.
Your mind goes easily to food. To distract you from your feelings.
Okay, I think that's enough mind reading for now. This wasn't negligence. That's not Sam. This was something else.
This was intentional sabotage, because here we have a massive frozen creature's claws. Oh ho ho, we found the big thing. I honestly did not expect to find this thing in today's episode, yet here we are. Let's go have a look, shall we? Oh, okay. Obviously some kind of carnivorous Leviathan. Looking at the teeth over here, let's just get everything away. Looking at the teeth over here, sharp, pointed backwards. They're obviously designed for ripping into flesh, very similar to a T-Rex teeth. And there are quite a lot of them, kind of in 2 rows. Interesting, there seems to be an outer row of teeth and an inner row as well. To me, that kind of suggests that maybe as the outer ones actually break off or get old and worn, they are replaced by ones deeper into the jaw and actually pushed. These smaller ones are pushed outwards as a result. So maybe they have this kind of like a shark's conveyor belt of teeth that replace the old worn ones on the outside. So this big bony structure in the front here, most likely used during territorial fights. Big creatures like these, big predators like these, would almost certainly be very, very territorial, because there simply would not be enough food to sustain a lot of these large beasts in an area. So most likely very, very territorial, and these structures in the front and at the top there, most likely used during territorial fights. Now this thing, really a massive, massive creature. I'm not sure what it would have fed on. Maybe it was only alive when there was a lot more food available, a lot more large creatures available. Interesting, it says there that the claws evolved to retain traction on the ice, meaning that it was mostly terrestrial. Now that's interesting, considering that such a bulky creature most likely would have been crushed under its own weight. So maybe it was alive when there was, I don't know, for some reason less gravity in the area, or maybe they were living underwater but burrowing through the ice or gripping onto the ice underwater. Oh, these pustules, yep, that's Kara. Okay, so I know a lot of people have theorized that maybe this Leviathan is actually alive, considering that the pustules over here are alive, but this is a different strain of the bacteria that we had encountered in the original Subnautica, in the first Subnautica. The pustules over here are feeding, as it says in the PDA here, they are saprophytic, meaning that they are feeding off dead material. So this is definitely a dead Leviathan. It is not alive, it's not going to come alive at some point in the game. I think we are pretty safe, thankfully. I don't want this massive thing running around. Considering that we don't see any other individuals of this creature in the game, the ecosystem simply cannot support them. They are extinct for a reason. And if this thing were to, for some reason, become alive, it would be a terrible occurrence for the ecosystem of planet 4546b. Now the PDA does say that the head over here has a lot of space for a brain, but it's mostly fat and muscle. So maybe not the smartest of creatures. Oh, there we go. Frozen creature's teeth. Let's just quickly scan that. Yeah, sharp teeth for tearing through flesh and bone. There we go. Okay, so after scanning the whole creature, we do find out that Altera have been using this as a source of the live Kara bacterium. Now this bacterium over here has a lower transmission rate than the bacteria we had encountered in the first Subnautica. So perhaps less risk of, it wiping out all life on the planet again for the second time. Nonetheless, I don't think it's right that we actually have experimentation happening on the bacterium. This really shouldn't be happening. So Altera obviously back up to their shady businesses. But these frost acacias, it seems perfectly adapted to life here in the Arctic. Very, very small leaves. The small leaves kind of prevent snow from accumulating on them, eventually snapping the branches. So pine trees, for example, similar adaptation with the thin leaves or thin needles being a great adaptation for that. Also, the PDA does say that there are very few resources in the ice here. I mean, this is ice after all, and ice is mostly water. But these trees, these frost acacias, do have very tight clusters of roots that do go down. Now, we can't get the fruit, unfortunately. They do have very tight clusters of roots that go down, searching for nutrients in the rocks that they do encounter lower down or deeper down, trying to survive on very, very limited resources. Now, with there being a shortage of nutrients, I would expect these trees to actually grow very, very slowly. Would probably not have a very quick growth rate, as we just finally found a geyser to heat up with. So a very, very slow growth rate. What was that sound?
Dangerous weather approaching.
Of course.
Seek shelter.
Oh, there's a snow stalker up there. Not keen for that. Let's head this direction. Let's head towards the sea truck, shall we? But these trees also do have bioluminescent fruit, which are the things we do see up there. Not sure what disperses the fruit. There should be some kind of flying creature, most likely. We did see some... There we go. There are some sky rays up there. Maybe they are frugivorous. Maybe they're actually the main dispersers of those seeds. Either way, very, very low chance of these seeds even successfully germinating in this frozen wasteland. But yeah, the frost acacias, most likely very, very low germination rates, very, very slow growth rates as well. They are perfectly adapted to the environment, but if there were to be some kind of major disturbance, like them being chopped down for wood, for example, for us to burn, they would really, really battle, because they're not adapted to that high rate of harvesting. Now, this episode is unfortunately the only episode this week. I've got a very, very busy schedule, marking exams and everything this week, but I will be back next week with 2 more episodes instead of just the 1. I think this is actually a great spot to end today's episode. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining me on our little adventure. Hope you learned something new. It was interesting to have a look at some of the plants and, of course, the Leviathan that we encountered. I'm sure we will be visiting it again at some point. Let me know down in the comments what you would like to see me do next. And until next time, everybody, stay safe. I'll see you all soon. Bye.